please rise for the academic procession. Thank you all. Please resume your seats. Today I have the honour to introduce our platform party. From my left, Mr. Michael Margie, Head of Faculty of Business, Dr. Joanne Gallagher, Head of Faculty of Science and Health, Mr. Paul Hannigan, Vice President for Cross-Border Engagement and Head of College Donegal, Dr. Orla Flynn, President, Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, Dr. Sean Duffy, Vice President for ATU Integration, Mr. Thomas Dowling, Head of Faculty of Engineering and Technology, and Mr. Henry McGarvey, Vice President for Campus Infrastructure and IT. We also extend a warm welcome to our heads of school, heads of faculty, heads of departments, academics, and also to our President of the Students' Union, who is also a member of the ATU governing body. Iram Paul Hannigan, Canon Closh to Donegal, Conan Service Brunta Oscailt. I call upon Paul Hannigan, Vice President for Cross-Border Engagement and Head of College ATU Donegal, to open the conferring ceremony.
Gina Ushla agus Ina Specialta, Fadja Hagan Ockard Specialta Shaw, I Filera an Oscail, Shermanis Brunta an Ari. Sonach and Din and Shaw an Oscail, but while I'm Garchicus of Ronadiv, Golera agus Award on Dohi. Ladies and gentlemen, special guests, but most of all, the graduates here in front of us this afternoon, you're very welcome to this very special occasion in the calendar for the university. This is our spring conferring ceremony, and what a beautiful afternoon. You might have some memories of your time here in LYAT, or at ATU, that was a Freudian slip on my behalf. In your time here in ATU, but today you'll always remember the day you graduated, the fantastic weather, the beautiful ceremony, the way everybody came together to celebrate with you, and that's really important from our perspective, because you've shown your faith in us as a university that we can provide the qualification that you need to develop your career and to move forward with your career and with your jobs into the future. We're very confident in terms of the programs we provide here on the campus, from right across the university, and we also know that we're attracting people from all over the world to complete these programs now in the university in Donegal. We are glad as well today to be honouring Pat McCart as our first alumni recipient. I think it's really important that Pat, as a graduate of the university going back to the 1970s, sees the change that has occurred firsthand here in the hall today, with people coming from all over the world to the study here, the expansion that has happened over the years, and the plans for future development within this university as well. So on behalf of everyone here, I just want to thank you all for turning out this afternoon. I hope you have a really good evening. Congratulations again to the graduates, and we'll see you later on. Thank you very much.
Anish, Iram an Dr. Orlany Line, Uachtarán Ollscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic. Gradam a brunna na Fáileamóirí a bhrunnan Ollscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic, chun an crutha sin, agus Iram an Dr. Liam O'Benéid, Las Uachtarán Gnóthaí Acadúla, agus Clárthóir na Hiarthóirí a Cuir Láthair. Now I call upon Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University, to confer awards on the learners presented by the Atlantic Technological University for that purpose, and I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, to present the candidates.
De bhua an údarás atá díolsithe in Ollscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic. Bronnam leis seo dochtaní na Fáileamóirí a bhaint amach an chaidán den na dochtaní sin. Agus iarm go gcuirfar na Fáileamóirí sin í láthair cuam, chun go mroinnig mé a barchéime orthu go fada By virtue of the authority vested in Atlantic Technological University, I hereby confer awards on the learners who have achieved the standard determined for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
Uachtarán cuirmiláthar chuat na hiarthóirí seo halanas a bhfuil a dorthaí scrútathe dleachta agus de bhachtaní ag le bhéle sé a seacht a hocht agus a né den chraith náisiúnta cailíochtaí a bheith ceadathe ag comhairle acadúil Ollscoil Technoliacht an Atlantic. President, I present to you the following candidates whose examination results have been adopted and awards at levels 6, 7, 8 and 9 of the National Framework of Qualifications have been approved by the Atlantic Technological University Academic Council.
I call on Patricia Doherty, Head of Department of Business Studies, to call the candidates from this department.
Today, I am calling the names of the students from the Master of Science in Business Management and Master of Science in Marketing as one group in absentia. This is the inaugural conferring of these students who study with both HU and our partner IBAT. The students will be presented with their parchments in person at a ceremony next month. Therefore, I will now call out each student's name and declare them conferred in absentia. Master of Science in Business Management, Michelle Acuna Metza, Arnolfo Adames Yaramillo, Rian Ares Costa, Mariel Altamirano Espinosa, Claudia Elon, Anatole Bogush, Arlie Bonilla Fabella, Marcos Bueno de Oliveira, Paulina Camilo Rodriguez, Maria del Carmen Carrillo Herrera, Caroline Carvalho Coutinho, Carla Casillas Castaneda, Alba Chideno, Daniel Cirillo Valdez, Blanco Coca Marche, Yeziel Cureque Sepulveda, Karina da Silva, Lucimar da Silva Costa, Matius da Silva Mores, Lydia da Silva Moreira, Jacqueline de Villa Jacobo, Victoria do Nascimento Neva, Fernando Flores Covarrubias, Ricardo Galarza Rangel, Jenny Gomez Cristrancho, Maria Guzman Moreno, Ludmila Lil Pereira, Reza Leche Alves, Christian Lemus Enriquez, Maria Lequerca Lopez, Xiomara Manchera Ardila, Anna Martins Guerra de Miranda, Brendan Mauricio Pazzini, Renan Maderos Bros, Maria Metza Mendez, Aurora Panicatal Coconi, Israel Pessoa Fernandez de Souza, Ananda Perez Portolan, Daniela Ramos Camacho, Fernanda Sacramento Zamora, Andrea Sanchez Lozano, Lina Santalan Espinoza, Glosia Scabe, Irma Soriano Hernandez, Laura Vera Galvez, Ana Viana Silva. Master of Science in Marketing, Marco Amscua Sandoval, Erika Aviles Betancio, Giuliano Azevedo de Castelos, Carolina Becalo Souza, Erica Buenfield Zul, Luisa Correa Chavez, Jessica de Arujo Santos do Nascimento, Ayla de Souza, Macarena Diaz Romero, Juliana dos Santos Ferreira, Carla Duran Penaranda, Felipe Fitosa de Silva, Jacqueline Flores Paredes, Leticia Gallardo Lopez, Welton Gomez dos Montes, David Gonzalez Rodilla, Eurice Hernandez Acosta, Carolina Herrada Serrano, Cassandra Era Moreno, Josiu Leonides Tolentino, Gabriela Lopez Gonzalez, Miguel Martinez, Maria Melgar, Eros Oliveira dos Santos, Maria Ortega Esquivel, Yoselma Pacheco Rodriguez, Danilo Pereira de Almeida, Pamela Pizarro Shudo, Raul Portillo Padilla, Lorena Reyes Martinez, Carolina Rojas Villegas, Isabella Vivan de Oliveira, Carlos Zapata Torres. Can we show our appreciation for these graduates in absentia? Bachelor of Business Honours, Dara Barron. In absentia, Aisling Cullen. Aminder Singh. Please show your appreciation for these graduates. I now call on Jade Lyons, Head of Department of Computing, to call the candidates from this department.
Bachelor of Science Honours in Computer Science, Ivan Baiba. Higher Diploma in Science and Computing for Educators, Mark Healy, in absentia. Christopher McInerney, in absentia. Colleen McKenzie, in absentia. Sarah Mead, in absentia. Postgraduate Diploma in Big Data Analytics, Venkata Ganesh Dasari. Prathik Latesh Babu, in absentia. Postgraduate Diploma in Blockchain Technologies and Applications, Sri Krishna Triveni Yandrapali, in absentia. Postgraduate Diploma in Cyber Psychology, Surendra Kumar Gandu, in absentia. Postgraduate Diploma in DevOps, Sharasingh Tarasingh Bisht, in absentia. Could we all give a round of applause, please, for our graduates? Postgraduate Diploma in Supply Chain Analytics. Thank you. Magdalena Biedzka, in absentia. Gabriel Cambry, in absentia. Nigel Dennehy. Nicola Henry, in absentia. Paula Polino Morero Val, in absentia. Andrew Shanahan, in absentia. Amy Smith, in absentia. Oluso Williams, in absentia. Master of Science in Blockchain Technologies and Applications. Kotswaro Rao Bandaru, in absentia. Pavan Kalyan Chevaluru. Ganesh Babu Devala. Hemant Kumar Guma. Ashish Iyer. Dikshith Kumar Suguru. Naga Lalitha Nandagama. Niraja Mandukuru, in absentia. Sai Kumar Moat, in absentia. Shalish Kumar Naladala, in absentia. Kola Uganladi, in absentia. Najendra Babu Pagaluri, in absentia. Victor Babu Parkala. Satish Podila, in absentia. Risha Pothalarla. Amal Suresh Kumar. Siddhant Tripathi. Naveen Kumar Unam, in absentia. Venkatesh Valetti, in absentia. Could our graduates stand for a round of applause, please? Thank you. Master of Science in Computing and Big Data Analytics. Chatyana Bhavanam. Matalika Guru. Avalash Kasidi. Vasant Kumar Thota. Bhaskar Mogathala. Venkata Naga Fatindra Kumar Bachu. Barjela Pranay Raj, in absentia. Master of Science in Computing and Big Data Analytics and Artificial Intelligence. Armando Rodrigo Camacho Valdivia. Dermot Whelan, in absentia. Master of Science in Computing and Cloud Technologies. Shay Blaney. Kevin Gibson. Shahanawaz Sheikh. Vinayaka Shivakumarswamy, in absentia. Could our graduates stand for a round of applause, please? Master of Science in Computing and DevOps, Jimmy Augustine. Arun Babu Rajendra Babu. Owen Connor, in absentia. Mohammed Sharif. Vikash Sharma. Cristianda Aparecida Souza Oliveira, in absentia. Peter Tofik, in absentia. Master of Science in Data Science, Rohith Mamidi. Richard Oguyawa. Umakanth Pasanuru, in absentia. Master of Science in Healthcare Innovation and Technology, Rachithra Ambate. Meghana Bathula. Manusha Dandaboyna. Martin Davis. Nikhila Gudamala. Shamahana Matthew. Stephen Ekechukwu Onukaga. Kamalakar Reddy Kondareddy. Ravi Kiran Medikonda. Ashrutha Navanash. Kiran Sasikumar. Grishma Sharma. Lavanya Simon. Igwigbi Success. Could our graduates stand for a round of applause, please? Master of Science in Supply Chain Analytics, Kevin Alias. Ejiki Kingsley Olubu, in absentia. Nanabuk Annie Chidera, in absentia. Siddharth Bandekar. Amaldev Danaseelan. Roshan KC, in absentia. Marcus Chuan Kong. Saikumar Kathapali. Anthony Kwame Phoebe, in absentia. Victor May. Jewel Molly Jami. Anandra Kirthanan Sasi Kumar. Nahida Sultana. Hemant Thamanapali, in absentia. Manu Thomas. Could I ask all our graduates to stand for a round of applause, please? I call on Anne Boner, Head of Department of Civil Engineering and Construction, to call the candidates from this department. Thank you. Bachelor of Science Honours in Construction Contracts Management. Adam Aylesbury, in absentia. Kevin Gosson. Paul Key, in absentia. Porrick McMullen. Calva O'Donnell. Cronin O'Donnell, in absentia. Patrick O'Flaherty, in absentia. Ross O'Neill, in absentia. Ayostin Oltiano. And I ask you to give the graduates of the BSc Honours Construction Contracts Management a round of applause. I call on Dr. Nigel McKelvey, Head of Department of Early Education and Social Studies, to call on the candidates from this department.
Higher Certificate in Science and Early Childhood Care, Health and Education, Aoife Porter. Bachelor of Science in Health and Social Care, Patricia Boyle, in absentia. Lorraine Smith. A round of applause, please, for the graduates. I call on Dr. Kim McFadden, Head of Department of Life and Physical Sciences, to call the candidate from this department.
Bachelor of Science in Pharmaceutical and Medicinal Science, Faith Ojoy, in absentia. Round of applause, please. I now call on Dr. Louise McBride, Head of Department of Nursing and Healthcare, to call the candidate from this department.
Department of Nursing and Healthcare, Postgraduate Diploma in Science in Advancing Health and Social Care. Debbie McLaughlin, in absentia. I would now ask the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Health to please stand. Can you please show your round of applause for the graduates?
I call on Michael Margie, Head of Faculty of Business, to present the candidates from this faculty for the degree of Masters by Research.
I have the honour to present Zayad Mohammed Jibrim for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon him. I ask the candidate's supervisors, Dr. Sarah Diffley and Dr. Isabel Cunningham, to come forward with their student, and to the principal supervisor to call the title of the dissertation.
The title of Zaid's thesis was Exploring Digital Academic Entrepreneurship and Third-Level Institutions in Ireland.
I have the honour to present Catherine White for admission to the degree of Masters of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon her. Her supervisor was Dr. Conor McTiernan. The title of Catherine's thesis was Management of the Authentic Irish Craft Beverage Visitor Experience. I call on Thomas Dowling, Head of Faculty of Engineering and Technology, to present the candidates from this faculty for the degree of Masters of Research.
I have the honour to present Yobber Yenri Ortega Irene for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon him. I ask the candidate's principal supervisor, Dr. George Onifrey, to come forward with their student.
Yobber's dissertation was the impact of big data analytics on operations planning and control, implications for operational performance.
I have the honour to present Sahid Kazim for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon him. I ask the candidate's principal supervisor, Dr. Shagufta Henna, to come forward with their student.
The title of Sahil's thesis was Graph-Based and Multi-Agent Deep Reinforcement Learning, Approaches for Advanced Persistent Threat Detection for Internet of Things.
I have the honour to present Georgia Keys for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask the President, Dr. Orla Flynn, to confer the degree upon her. Unfortunately, Georgia is not able to be here today. Georgia's principal supervisor is Dr. Michael McCann, and the title of Georgia's dissertation was Technological Integration in Elite Field-Based Team Sports, Enhancing Data Collection, Training Load Monitoring, and Injury Risk Reduction. I have the honour to present Hira Leigh Catry for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon him. I ask the candidate's principal supervisor, Dr. Paul Graney, to come forward with their student.
The title of Hira's thesis was Neural Architecture Search for Crop Yield Prediction with Multimodal Data.
I have the honour to present Dushmita Sajit Vijayaka for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon him. Unfortunately, Dushmita has not been able to be here today. Dushmita's principal supervisor was Dr. Shagufta Henna, and the title of Dushmita's thesis was Representation Learning for Security Posture Aware Cloud Service Provider Prediction under multi-tenant, multi-cloud environments. I call on Dr. Joanne Gallagher, Head of Faculty of Science and Health, to present the candidates for this faculty for the degree of Master of Research.
I have the honour to present Aoife Gallagher for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon her. I ask the candidate's supervisor, Dr. Karen Patton, to come forward with their student.
The title of Aoife's thesis was, What, if any, role do early years educators perceive themselves as having in the developmental monitoring of children attending early years services?
I have the honour to present Tracy McGuinness for admission to the degree of Master of Research, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer the degree upon her. I ask the candidate's supervisor, Mary Dunyan, to come forward with their student.
The title of Tracy's thesis was Exploring the Impact of Visiting Restrictions on Family Members of Older Adults Admitted to Acute Hospitals During the COVID-19 Pandemic.
Congratulations to the graduates of Atlantic Technological University 2025. You may now move your tassels to the right-hand side of your mortarboard to indicate you've graduated. I would now like to introduce Lauren Reynolds, who is the ATU Alumni Officer. Lauren will now take us through the alumni presentation.
It is a pleasure to have you all here at the very first ATU Alumni Awards. On behalf of the University, I extend my warmest welcome to our returning alumni who, through these awards, we have the utmost pleasure of recognising and celebrating. The ATU Alumni Network is more than a list of names or graduation years. It is a living, evolving community of change makers, innovators and leaders who carry with them the spirit and values of ATU. Being part of this network means staying connected to opportunity, to growth, and most importantly, to one another and to the university. Today we are celebrating those who exemplify the very best of what it means to be an ATU alumnus. The ATU Alumni Awards recognise individuals who have made outstanding and commendable contributions in their chosen fields since their time at ATU. These recipients have not only achieved excellence, but have done so with integrity, passion, and a deep sense of purpose. As we present these awards, we are also proud to introduce the ATU Alumni Award sculpture. This sculpture is a symbol of unity. The connected elements reflect the strength of our alumni community together. A touch of gold leafing on one of the loops represents the individual being recognised, a symbol of personal impact within a greater whole. In presenting this award, we acknowledge the success of an individual and celebrate a legacy that will continue to inspire our students, staff, and wider community for years to come. Today, for our first ever ATU Alumni Award, receiving an Alumni Award in Design, Education and Humanities, we are delighted to recognise Pat McGart. Pat is a distinguished journalist who significantly influenced Northern Irish media during his tenure as editor of the Derry Journal. Born and raised in Letterkenny, Pat began his journalism career with local newspapers before joining RTE in Dublin. In 1981, at just 28 years old, he became editor of the Derry Journal, a position he held for over 3 decades. Assuming leadership during the height of the Troubles, Pat navigated the newspaper through challenging times marked by violence and political unrest. He believed fiercely in the power and responsibility of the press. He ensured the Journal reported all sides of a story, even when it meant challenging prominent political figures in Northern Ireland. Pat became a trusted critic and advisor to key people in Northern Ireland's history, including Martin McGuinness, John Hume, and Bishop Edward Daly. Under his guidance, the Derry Journal flourished, doubling its circulation and expanding its influence. Pat was instrumental in the acquisition of the Donegal Democrat and the Donegal's People Press, making the Derry Journal part of the largest provincial newspaper group in Ireland at the time. Pat retired in 2006, but continued to contribute to journalism through columns and podcasts. In 2023, he published his memoir, War, Peace and the Derry Journal. The Irish Times described this as the work of the last of the giants, reflecting a lifetime dedicated to telling the stories that mattered most during a defining era in Irish history. Pat's legacy lives not just in the headlines he shaped or the editorials he penned, but in the generations he mentored, the peace he helped foster, and the community he so tirelessly championed. We'll now watch a short video of Pat.
My name's Pat McGarry. I was a student here in what was known as the RTC in 1971. There were all of about 160 of us back then. It was so small, the campus, that I knew everybody by their first name. So when I walk through and look at the campus today, and apparently there's 5,000 people here, it has changed beyond recognition. And I think it's a marvellous, marvellous institution, and it is growing unbelievably. The RTC taught me a lot. It taught me how to deal with people, which was massive. What I learned here, I took with me onto my career. It helped me deal with things like lectures here. You had to deal with students, and it became, when I was president of Student Union, I was dealing with, even with media and stuff like that. It helped me deal with things like business, which was when you become a managing editor of a pretty big newspaper group. So all that came together, but probably the most important thing of all, I met my wife here, so I just better get that in. After I left the RTC, I was offered a job with the Derry People, which was really nowadays known as the Donegal News. So at about the age of about 23 or 24, I was put in charge. After that, my dear wife, Rosie, saw an advertisement for a job in RT, and I applied for it. Now, the funny thing was there were allegedly 4,000 applications for it. The last thing I expected to do was to get a job. So I got offered a job in RT, and I left in August '81. And then I was offered the job as editor of the Derry Journal in about 1981, and I was to spend the next 25 years with the Derry Journal. One of the proudest moments in my career, I suppose, is the fact that I dealt with people who are now going down in history big time. You dealt almost daily with John Hume, with Martin McGuinness, with Bishop Daly, the effect they have had on Irish history. Probably the single biggest thing was I got a visit from people that I later learned from were in the CIA. And I played a major role in getting Martin McGuinness and Jerry Adams visas to visit Bill Clinton's United States. And I didn't realise at the time that I actually was playing a role, but I did. And it was Martin McGuinness told me afterwards that that's what got them in. I had a long career and I retired in 2006. Subsequently, I wrote a book about my experiences called War, Peace and the Derry Journal. I write a column for the Irish News. I have since do 2 podcasts a week with a guy called Jude Collins, who's a former University of Ulster lecturer. So there's always something to keep me busy. I'm absolutely honoured to receive this ATU Alumni Award. It means a lot to me. We were the first cohort of students to arrive here in 1971, and seeing this as the first year of the ATU Alumni Award, it closes the circle as far as I'm concerned brilliantly. For those graduating today, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. The standard of education being provided here is absolutely first class. It will certainly guarantee you a great career if you put in the effort. So the sky's the limit for anybody after getting a degree here.
I would now like to invite Pat on stage to receive his ATU Alumni Award in Design, Education and Humanities. Congratulations, Pat.
Anish, Irim Dr. Ordinary Lyon, an Uptaron, Crica Carlesh and O'Cade Shaw. I ask Dr. Orla Flynn, our President, to make the closing address.
Díomh a gcuine úsla, agus cuireann fáilte críúil roimh go léir tróna. Cogardas lena géimethe ar fad, agus nach úntaach an lá atá going inniuh. I want to extend a warm welcome to everybody with us today, virtually and in person. To you, our new graduates, to your families and friends. Welcome also to ATU colleagues and guests from right across the university, and a very special welcome to Pat and your family. Delighted to have you with us here today. The main purpose of our graduation ceremony is to publicly recognise and celebrate your achievements. And on behalf of us all in Atlantic Technological University, I want to congratulate you on completing your course of study with us. Today is one of our really great days. And we have quite a few, I think, in ATU, but today is always a really special day. It's the first of 3 spring graduations, with 450 graduates receiving awards in Donegal, Sligo and Galway. And this is really wonderful to see, and I know that this number will grow in the years ahead. In ATU, we recently celebrated our 3rd birthday as a technological university, and those 3 years have flown by. It's good to reflect on what we've achieved together as a community of learners, staff, and graduates. From the outset, we aimed to become a technological university of scale, quality, and impact. We wanted to harness our collective strengths, both to support your learning and also to collaborate with regional, national, and international partners. And I believe we continue to make great strides in endeavouring to achieve these aims. During the last year, we published our strategic plan with stated values of inclusion, innovation, collaboration, respect, ambition, and trust. Our ethos of inclusion, and indeed diversity, contributes to meaningful outreach and community initiatives and remains a strong central value of our organisation. Our focus on research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and community engagement is already having a direct impact on the region, and our TU Rise-funded PhD scholarship programme through the European Regional Development Fund has seen 60 new PhD candidates enrolled in ATU at the start of this academic year. The vast majority of those students will do a placement or project in or with industry and business. But our best impact will always be through you, our wonderful new graduates. Through your talents and hard work, you will be the change that we need to see, not just across our region, but globally. We are so proud of your achievements, and we're confident that you have the knowledge, skills, and competencies to achieve your career goals. And I'm thrilled that today in Pat McGart, we've had a true ambassador, a true ATU ambassador, and again, just a lovely congratulations to you. And I think your words to us there on the video reflecting about the starts that people have and the chances that they have and the finishes that they can, and you're not finished yet, Pat, so let's keep that flag flying. But as you indeed fly high as graduates, I very much hope that you'll remain in touch with us in ATU and remember that you are now a part of a large community of ATU alumni. We look forward to continuing to support you through lifelong learning and continuing professional development opportunities. And to conclude today, I want to thank everyone who assisted in any way with today's ceremony, our academic colleagues, our many professional support staff, and a special thanks to our musicians, including some retired colleagues. Everybody has worked so hard to support you throughout your learning journey. Cogorda Sarish, agus Tasulagam, Gomwinig Shiv Sultas in Law, agus Aniha, Guramila Magwiv.
We sincerely hope that you've enjoyed your day today, and congratulations to all of the graduates. I would like to ask you to join us for some refreshments in the canteen behind the main reception within this building. I ask the Master of Research students, their supervisors and their guests to remain in the hall for photographs. Respected guests, fellow academics, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the graduates of Atlantic Technological University. Could I ask you to all join us in standing while the academic procession leave the stage? Thank you.